Parthians! 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 They are the rats of the world, men, nibbling at the crumbs others drop from their table.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
Nothing as much as open air sewers. Kill them!
Welcome back, or welcome for the very first time to Worms and Warriors. We are back here with the Divide et Impera mod on Rome Total War 2, playing as Baktria, of course. Just a quick note that this video will be chaptered, so if you want to skip past any little sections like this little overview I'll do, a little recap maybe, then just go ahead and find your place in the chapters and start from wherever it is you want to start. As always, if you are new here, then why not hit subscribe if you like this kind of content. We're doing a lot of strategy gaming on this channel, as well as some historical content here and there. Anyway, so a little overview then. In the last episode, we've conquered Marv. So we've gotten ourselves a nice extra chunk of land that we now need to pacify, which is what I'll be doing at the start of this episode. There was a cool battle at the city of Marv. The defenders put up a brave fight, but eventually they were defeated by our Bactrian superiority. But we do now have several enemies, so let's just see what we've got going on here. Apparently we're unreliable. I don't know how we're unreliable. We haven't gone to war with anybody who we've got treaties with. However, Zaranka went to war with us and we had a non-aggression pact with them, but you know, we weren't aggressive against Zaranka, so I don't really see how that works, but it's one of them things in this game. So we are unreliable, and that'll hit our credibility for the next few turns. Anyway, we are at war with the Asagata. I don't even know who they are. So they're right down here in the south. We are also at war with Tharva, whatever they're called. These guys here. So a lot of trouble on our borders. Hariva, these are the guys who owned Marv, and now obviously that is our province. And Zaranka as well, which is this small faction just to the south of us. All right, so this is it on the strategic map, like the diplomacy map. Let's have a look on the actual strategy map. So our main campaigning army is up here at Marv. It's a fairly strong early game setup as far as the Bactrians go. We've got these dudes here, Macedonian settlers. These are pike troops fighting in the traditional Macedonian phalanx style. We've got the hoplites here, Greek colonists, again phalanx troops. So these 4 units they are like our elite infantry, and they're backed up by a bunch of these kind of dudes. Bactrian assault infantry, pretty poor. Bactrian infantry, not bad actually. We've got a decent chunk of those guys. Greco-Bactrian peltasts, missile troops, very good. Then we've got these dudes here, Tabargan Suguda, Sogdian Axemen. So these units are pretty good actually. When I first looked at them, I kind of thought they were crappy throwaway units, peasant units, you know, just to be used up along the lines of the Bactrian assault infantry. But they're not. These are actually pretty tough. Yeah, the armor sucks a bit with 10, but I mean they've got really pretty decent charge bonus, decent melee attack, good versus elephants, which I'm presuming we're going to come into contact with sooner or later. A good speed as well, so I think speed 3, that's pretty good for infantry. Next up, we've got some Bactrian horse archers who've proved themselves very, very capable in the last couple of battles, and some Bactrian light cavalry, like javelin-armed, horse-mounted skirmishers. They've also been pretty good. And then we've got a couple of units of archers, and then these Sogdian archer spearmen, which have also come in handy. So that's that main army up here, just outside of Marv, which we've just conquered. We're just kind of rebuilding the buildings that we looted and destroyed. And we've got a second force down here, which is slightly weaker than that one, than the main campaigning army. It's got more kind of levy troops. But again, it's not actually that bad. So we'll see how that goes. These are down here just to guard us against the enemy from Zaranka, and whatever else may show itself. So the aim for this episode is basically we're going to be stabilizing our realm, getting this province under control, or region rather. It's not a full province, and potentially pushing down and attacking Artaquana, which is Hariva's last remaining town, I think. We've got our spy down here, yeah, and that's where we are at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what happens, see what the AI has for us. In terms of food, we've got 9 food available. Not lots, but a bit. Building, we've got not much going on, to be honest. So in Marv, we've got grain pits, which is going to help with our food. It's only given 2, but that's not bad. Eventually, I'm looking to probably get rid of this levy camp and we'll make a farm here. So Marv can be our farming settlement right here on this river. Is it the Euphrates, Tigris? I don't know. God knows. Anyway, it's on a river, so maybe that might be good. So another thing in Divide et Impera is that each region has its own little description. So each region has benefits and potential limiting factors. So this one is looking pretty good. So Marv has industrial potential and trade potential, farming and grazing potential. So all those things are going to help Marv to grow as an economic center, which is exactly what we want Marv to be. It's going to be an economic center for us. Anyway, I think that's enough waffling from me. We'll have one quick little look at this overview. This is our faction. We are Diodotus. Prochorus is one of our generals. I've just assigned him a crisis manager for +2 public order per turn. Diodotus also has one of those, as well as an ambitious magistrate, so it's all helping him to keep order in the places he's at. We are our limit for armies, so we've got 4 out of 4 armies. We've got no fleets because we've got no ports or anything. 2 governors, 1 spy, and 1 champion. So everything's kind of maxed out. We are where we are at the moment. But I'll just mention that we've got generals in these towns who are acting as governors. So we have got this dude right here, Hyacinthus. He is our guardian of the south there. And then in the north, we've got Chariton, or Chariton, whatever, however you say it. And he's at Bukhara. So these guys can be converted into field armies if we need them to, but for the moment they're going to stay in these cities and act as governors for us. That's how it works in Divide et Impera. If you pop a general into a city without a guard, without any troops, then they will act as the governor. But we can quickly raise some troops by mercenaries if we needed to, and get them moving to fight any potential threat. Not to mention the general's units themselves are of course handy in a fight. So we'll bear that in mind. Let's get going with this campaign. Oh, so we've lost one of our trade agreements here, which is a bit of an annoyance. Our envoys have discovered a woman in a foreign village who seems to be blessed with the power of persuasion. We could hire her to assist in future negotiations with foreign nations. What say you? Hire her. We'll get an important character. Refuse and there'll be political favour. I think we're going to hire her. We'll have an important character. So Quarazm, whatever they're called. I have no idea how you say that one. But anyway, so our trade agreement has been nullified. We sent one of our female characters, I think it was maybe the wife of Diodotus, to Parthia on a diplomatic mission, and they have returned with a master horseman. Your cavalry recruits will be better trained. Excellent. So all sorts of different things can happen when you send out a political delegation like that, and that's just one of the examples. Got an increase in rank as well. We'll just go through that real quick. Now, this is one I like to work on, the farming expert. It adds the food. In the early game especially, because I always seem like I'm scraping around for food. Also upgraded this for cultural conversion. So Baktria, the province of Baktria, sorry, is looking pretty good. We've got 58% Hellenic culture in here, and it is still increasing by 0.7% per turn, so it's getting there slowly but surely. We do have trespassers here from Parthia. We'll just leave them be for now. The troops we can hire in Marv are foreign troops, so Persian levies, Yavanna Peltas, they look pretty good actually, and Persian archers as well as a baggage train, which baggage trains are important in this game. Indo-Iranian light cavalry, so some pretty decent troops, but not really better than what we've got. However, I'm going to move this general's unit out of the city. It takes it down to -15 per turn. I'm going to stick these guys on patrol region, which takes it to -11. This base will be coming under our control properly soon enough. I'm going to change this over to a Hellenistic village. I'm going to keep the grain pits. I was thinking about changing this to a farm, but I'm going to keep the grain pits. And let's change this into one of our muster fields. Only 5% Hellenistic population here, but it is going up by a full % every turn. I am going to take these guys out of patrol mode. I'm going to start marching towards the south to see if we can see anything. I want to see what's going on in Frada. Or Prada, maybe? I don't know. We'll move our spy down a little as well. Still keeping an eye on this city here, which, I mean, would be tough to take. 17 garrison units plus whichever army they manage to recruit in there, which it looks to me like they are recruiting at the moment. So Prada looks fairly undefended. Quasam has been destroyed. That's our northern neighbours who we had a trade agreement with. Whoever, oh, these guys here, they don't like us at all. Bright red. Parthia. Let's see if we can get some trade going with these guys.
Friend. Let us use our...
I mean, we could bribe them with a lot of money, but I don't think so.
Greetings, honoured. I have listened and considered.
Okay, I'll press on a little bit and I'll cut back in when something happens. Okay then, so we're a couple of turns on and we are now in the autumn of 277 BC. It's October to be exact. We've got 15 food in the coffers. I'm going to increase Baktria to an influential polis, or polis. Epiros being destroyed in Greece. Ooh, Parthia and Asagartha are now allied. Asagartha are some of our enemies. I suspect things are going to start becoming a lot tougher very, very soon. These dudes are now at war with Zaranka as well, so I suspect they're coming to take this province, but I would like to take it as well. We can't get there. So it looks like we will not be able to take this one, which sucks a little. I'll be honest, it sucks. But we'll let them have it for now. I'm going to actually move this army back up towards the north. We'll do a little tag team action and see if we can take this city with both our armies. It's a little bit of a risk, leaves us slightly open, but you risk nothing, you gain nothing. Just going to move our boys down towards the border. We'll stick on patrol, makes us a bit extra money. Other than that, there's not a lot going on. Our economy's looking pretty decent. 9,700 in the bank, 2,000 surplus per turn.
Ready for battle.
This army I've adjusted slightly. I've gotten rid of a couple of the skirmisher units and added in a couple of units of Bactrian cavalry since we had better quality cav available to us. They're starting on rank 3 because of that political action we did. Marv is coming under control. We're getting +6 in there. Press on. Yeah, so Marv is coming under control. Every time I say Marv, I just think of that guy from Home Alone for some reason.
Pardonnez-moi, mon chéri.
Don't know about you, but that's all that comes in my mind. But it is coming under control. We'll be almost finished with the rebuilding project there. Things in the south have taken a bit of a spicy turn though. Let's have a quick look. There is actually a second Zaranka army down here. These guys look really crap at first sight, but actually they're not that bad. 15 armor, 7 attack, 17 defense, charge bonus 18, weapon damage 22. So these are pretty decent light spearmen actually. Mauryan spearmen, some of these Indo-Iranian light cavalry. So I mean, this army's not to be trifled with. Well, not to be sniffed at anyway. Fairly decent. And there's 2 of these armies down here, and the Mauryans did not move on Frada as I thought they would. So I had planned on moving these guys north, but I think that's going to be a bit too much of a risk. So I'm going to keep these guys just hanging out here for now until we know what's going on. There's no real rush with this. Just pop them on patrol region. Get us some extra money coming in again. Just a little side note, just a little side note that I'm working on the siege tower technology. So if we do push down onto here, this is a walled city, so siege towers will be very, very handy indeed. We are short on manpower a bit. I mean, it's not short on manpower exactly, but short on getting armies in the field, because I do like to have these guys as governors, but I don't know if this is counterproductive. We're still untrustworthy, which I don't think that's deserved at all. Just going to see if we can get a non-aggression pact with these guys over here and see if they'll give us 2,000 gold. No.
Your generous nature does your people credit.
Maybe they'll give us 1,000. Hey, thanks.
Truly, my
so these guys are at war with all the same dudes that we are, so I figured a non-aggression pact was just fine with them. The Maurya Samraja, they do like us now, but They still don't want anything to do with us in
Please
terms...
be
Oh, moderate
seated
now. That was low
and take
last
wine
turn. But
to
they didn't
cool
really
the
want anything to
head
do with us in
before.
terms of non-aggression
Despite
pacts or...
your eloquent advocacy,
you know, anything
my
like that.
good friend, we cannot agree to these terms.
Let's see if I maybe offer them 600 gold, see if they'll do it. Nah. Alright.
You serve.
Fine. So this army's going to stay here. We'll see what these Saranka guys do. Maybe our spy can get some action here. Ooh, 30% success chance. Not sure.
What do you wish of me?
37% for the small army. Let's try that.
I will see it done.
No, we failed. Oh!
As for my failure,
Oh, it's okay. Being found. I thought they were wounded there for a second. That would be annoying. Pressing on. Alright, so one of these Saranka armies has moved up towards Artakuana. However, I'm going to pull our guys out of there. We're going to go back up towards Marv. And I'm going to take out these guys at Daha. They've just cancelled their non-aggression pact with us. And I'm not too pleased about that. I mean, who do they think they even are? But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to check that out. I'd like to get some eyes on what's going on there. So I'm going to take this champion, the hero, out of this army. He's training our troops at the moment, but it's very slow going. And I think it makes a little difference anyway. So I'm going to send the hero up. And we're going to check it out. Doesn't seem to be a lot here. And I mean, I would like to have a mole. Militia and a small garrison army.
Ready for orders.
I mean, at a pinch, we could even bring him down with some mercenaries attached. So maybe plans have changed a little. We're also building stables here at Marv. And this grain pit's being upgraded to a storage room up to the 3rd tier. We've got a lot of building going on. But we do need to expand a little, I feel. We need to head somewhere. I'm wary about the southern section. Like there's a lot of dodgy stuff going on down here. We have now got a non-aggression pact with the Maurya Samraja, but you know how much are they going to stick to that? Who knows? But it does say they're reliable.
Be welcome.
We've got a military access pact with them as well now.
Humble.
So I mean, military alliance. Let's see if they'll go for that. No. But we do have a defensive alliance now, so that's good. I mean, I like having good relations with at least one faction on our borders, and these guys are pretty powerful, and I feel better knowing that we are in a good position with them. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to move these guys north. I feel okay there. I mean, if there's a Ranka guys come, we're going to have a little bit of warning because we'll see them coming into our lands, and we'll equip these guys with some troops and some mercenaries, whatever we can field really quickly. And we'll push down with them. For now, I'm going to start moving this guy north, maybe towards Marv. I think this is probably, we're going to have some action happening up here. But Amul is definitely a target of mine. We've got a trade agreement with them.
Let us conclude.
We're making 314 per turn from that.
And then enjoy the pleasures
But
of this house.
I'm going to cancel that treaty. It's going to hit our pockets quite hard. But, you know, we're going to go to war with those guys soon. Alright then, so it is the spring of 276. We've just upgraded Baktria to the next size polis, which is excellent news. Not so good for our squalor level, but everything else is just okay. I'm getting our guys in position to go to war here to take on these guys in a mull. I'm debating whether to bring this guy down as well. I think I will. Marv is getting more under control. We're at 17% for Hellenistic culture in there now. At an increase of 2%. You might have noticed I've moved the noblewoman across who's helping us keep this province stabilized. Baktria is doing just fine. Our northern province of Transoxania is also just, it's fine. I'm gonna actually build up Bukhara to the next level. It's up here on this northern border. We could probably do with an extra little garrison unit in there. And we've got a bit of money to spare, so it's not too bad. This southern army is still on the march up towards the north, almost at Marv. In terms of troops, we can only see that these have got 2 lots of Pani horse archers they're pretty decent mounted troops. But we do have our own little mounted contingent as well as adequate defenses, I think, for fighting them off. I know this is a slightly slow going campaign, but you know, you can't rush these things. Let's go ahead and push on a mole and see what happens. Let's have a fight. Oh, Parthia is their allies, so I should have kept an eye on that.
Let them cower like kenneled dogs.
Okay, so I mean, it is possible that this was a big mistake. Marv is pretty vulnerable out here with Parthia right next door. And we didn't really need another enemy, but, you know, let's just see what happens here. So we've moved this guy across as well. He's come in for some action. A lot of these horse archers. It's going to be a tricky fight, and I suspect probably an annoying fight having to chase those guys down. But let's get on with it. Let's get it done. We're picking fights with Parthia and all our neighbours pretty much, which is it's definitely causing us a bit of trouble. Like, as we can see, the red all around us. The Maurya Samraja, they like us, so at least somebody does. Anyway, screw it. Let's get this done.
Let them cower like kenneled
I mean, the
dogs.
strength of force is miles in our way, but I mean, let's fight it on the map anyway. Parthian spearmen, Parthian militia, some archers, and some, you know, their mounted contingent, which I think they're going to be pretty tough, actually. I suspect our war with Parthia might be a mistake. Oh, we're actually attacking the town as well. Okay. Let's see how this goes. As always, there's not really that much subtlety to our tactics in these siege attacks, so we're just going to see if we can draw them out of there. If not, we'll just go in there and butcher them in the town. Let's get started.
Parthians! 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 They are the rats of the world, men, nibbling at the crumbs others drop from their
Our
table.
reinforcements have arrived.
Nothing as much as open air sewers. Kill them!
These are Bactrian melee infantry. Bactrian mercenary band. They look quite cool, actually. Oh, but let's just see. They are actually coming out of the town. Okay.
Pikemen! Hoplites! Pikemen! Fight the links! We are at your command! Bowmen! Awaiting orders! Fill the skies! We await your orders!
Yep, so we're taking quite a lot of casualties in our mounted contingent, in our archery contingent, but that's okay. These guys have got spears as well, I believe.
We are at your command! Lose! Come on, you sons of horse! Come on!
Close range archery fire here. I'm not sure how effective that's going to be, but we will see. I've got our general from the other force coming bombing down here.
Horse archers! Right out! Find your targets! Ready! Double time! Bowmen! Advance at speed!
Let them come and die on our phalanxes.
Fight! Come on! Keep it fighting!
No. Why are you marching?
Defensive positions! Stop!
The battle is turning in our favor.
Skirmishers! Engage! Cut forward! Commander! Quick march! My lord! For honor! At the ready! Ready! Engage! Lord! For glory! Bowmen! Find your targets! Archers! What are your orders? Orders, my lord!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Melee troops!
These Bactrian assault infantry have taken a batter in there.
To advance! Engage! Bowmen! Fire!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Well, it turns out we didn't even need these mercenaries.
At your command! Double time! Riders, advance!
But it's like I always say, it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them.
Our orders! Infantry at your command! At the ready! Charge! Archers! Fill the sky! Ready! And forward!
A really nice job from our horse archers again.
Ready!
Nice effective units these.
Cavalry! Ready to march! General! Engage! Archers! Sting and Colisa! Engage! Horse skirmishers! Missile cavalry at your command!
Yeah, they're all fleeing. We'll ride them all down. Finish this off. Nice and easy. The problem is that we are now at war with Parthia, which is not really what we wanted, but, you know, it's okay. We're eventually going to end up at war with Parthia anyway, so it's just fine. But for now, let's just hack these guys down. The main thing is we didn't lose very many men, and we have captured another place. Well, 400 casualties, not bad, not even 10%. And importantly, none of our elite troops seem to lose anybody. I mean, maybe one or two hoplites there, but that's okay.
Ready for battle!
Yep, that's the end of Daha, and we now control Amul. Ooh, just about. Let's get rid of these mercenaries. I don't think we need them. Let's get this guy back where he belongs. Back to Bukhara. Oh, did I not? I thought I disbanded them all. The thing with mercenaries is they're really expensive. I didn't even need them there, so that was a waste of time. So our lands are now looking even more impressive. People still hate us, of course. Hariva still hates us. Parthia hates us now. We can live with it. I mean, we'll see what happens here. We're untrustworthy again. I don't really see how we're untrustworthy. And Parthia are treacherous. I suspect they won't want peace or anything like that.
my patience with the...
These guys no longer hate us. They are at war with Parthia, so that's a good thing.
There is food enough for...
These guys are nomadic, so naturally nomads and Bactrians hate each other. Parsa we've come in contact with as well. They don't hate us. They're a satrapy of the Seleucids.
The pleasures of my
Can't
household
really
are
engage with
you.
them, unfortunately. Okay, so while I'm here, actually near Baktria, I'm going to just I'm going to get rid of these levies and raise some better troops since they are in that place anyway. So I'm going to raise 2 units of the Bactrian infantry. I'm going to get another unit of Phalangites, the Macedonian settlers. And that gives us one more space. So let's see, what else could we use? Maybe an extra unit of archers. We've got 4 units of horse archers plus these camel riders. Maybe we don't need archers. Let's go for peltasts. Okay. That makes this army pretty formidable. Let's crack on with the game. Alright, so this is not something I've seen before. Enemy has become a satrapy. So the Maurya have taken over the Asagata. That's okay. We'll make peace with the satrapsy. There's one less person to fight. We're in no position to take on the Maurya at the moment. So this works out alright for us, actually. So these guys have had to make peace with all these dudes. We've had a rebellion in Marv, okay. Some serious stuff going on. So this is all just the news coming through. The rebels are just here. It's just a small force. It's probably because we captured this place. Well, it definitely is because we captured this place. So Amul, again, is a good place for trade and agriculture, but it's got a minus 20% wealth from industrial buildings. So industrial buildings, there's no point building them there. So I'm going to actually focus farming at Amul. I know I'd said I was going to do that at Marv, but Marv is fine how it is. So let's go ahead and we'll build a homestead. And I'm actually going to build a consecrated ground, like a temple. We're going to also make a farming settlement. Hit our coffers a bit, but it's not too bad. These rebels here, I'm going to leave them be for now. We don't need to do anything with them at all. It's given us plus 20. We'll let them recruit for another turn, then we'll take them out with our army. I mean, we could just take them straight on, but I don't think we need to. I'm actually going to push south with this army. Maybe we'll take on the city. I mean, it'll be tough. I'm going to send our hero towards Nysa. See if we can spot anything. Well, they don't seem to have any troops there, which is a good start. Marv is quite safe from these rebels. I mean, they are, what, 18? I think sort of 1,500 men in the garrison. And there's only 4 units in this army. So, I mean, if they bring some more troops in next turn, that's all just fine by me. We'll take them on. But as you can maybe see here, this is the beginning of struggling to fill up your troops. So we're not actually recruiting anybody here. We're getting to get nobody else joining our units. And our units are a little bit under strength. Well, some of them are. The ones that lost some men in that battle. And as the game goes on, this will become more and more difficult, especially for your elite troops. So it is something to keep an eye on. Chariton is back here at Bukhara. He's done his bit. Done it just fine. Press on. I'll cut back in when something happens. Just as a little aside here, I've just noticed that our monthly income is 1,234. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are in some serious trouble here. We are in some serious trouble. So there's a full stack army under the Parthian king at Nysa. Another small army is pushed in here near Amul. And that means I'm going to bring him across into Amul. He's going to be the governor at Amul instead of instead of Bukhara, which, you know, it's not it's not a huge difference, but that extra unit there might make all the difference in a fight, especially since these are still recovering from their previous action. And to make matters even worse, we've got 2 Zaranka armies pushing into our south. So this is going to have to be converted into a field army, and they're going to have to fight alongside the garrison here. It's going to be very, very tough. We've got no money either, and we've run out of people, so the good troops are a no-go. Okay, so there's a few troops coming in here. We've got no food. Everything's going down the shitter at the moment. It's very, very tough. Very, very tough indeed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly rattle this off.
For death
They've gone.
and honor!
I'm going to auto this one. I mean, I'm not fighting this. It's retarded. That's our garrison at Marv, which is, you know, it's not looking too bad. Bactrian hoplites, Bactrian cavalry, militia troops, and then some townsfolk and archers. Yay, victory. We're going to enslave the survivors. Actually, we've gone up in rank as well. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, so looking pretty good actually, these guys. And what we've got going on here. So Patron of the Military is one that I like. Minus 5% recruitment cost. Let's go with that one. I'm also going to go with Military Conscriptor for the 5% replenishment rate for all units, plus another 5% non-mercenary unit recruitment cost reduction. Very, very handy. We could even take that to the next level and get 10% replenishment bonus and minus 10% recruitment. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is go for commander of men. Open that one up as well. Alright, so if the Parthians want to come for us, they are welcome to do that. I may regret saying that, but yeah, they can come for us. We would have our garrison force here, as well as, of course, the army. But we are in some fairly deep trouble here, so I'm going to start moving this southern army back towards Capacine. It's going to take them 3 or 4 turns to get there, which will be too late. But I mean, if we end up losing Capacine, at least we'll have an army on the way down to take them out. And of course, we are recruiting troops into this army. Let's go ahead. I'll stick some of these guys in here as well. I'm very wary that we haven't got that much money. I would like to hire the elephants, but they cost 700 per turn. Maybe it's worth it. Let's do it, yeah. I'm going to put them in there. Okay, screw it. We're still making 1,500. Now we've got elephants, 2 units of these mercenaries, plus those 5 we're recruiting. That makes this a fairly formidable force. Fairly formidable. Not amazing or anything. So this guy has been acting as a governor, but I'm going to actually recruit some troops in here, since we're in trouble. Well, just a couple of levies there, I suppose. That's it's going to have to do for now. We've got 31 left in the bank. 1,500 coming in next turn. Let's see what happens. Let's see where this goes. But that's going to be for the next episode, I'm afraid. That's all I've got time for today. So things are looking very tricky. We have got some problems going on here. We're surrounded by enemies. Saranka has pushed up into southern Baktria. Parthians on our border are definitely a problem. But yeah, I mean, it's what we want, really. It's what you want. You want a challenge from this game. It is going to be difficult, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. I hope you are too. And if you did, and if you like this episode, then why not leave a comment? Let me know what you thought of it. Follow along the series by subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Let's see where this takes us. Let's crack on with it in the next one. Have a great day, whatever you do, and ta-ra for now.